Gerold Frank's The Boston Strangler, 1966, delves into the chilling narrative of a serial killer who terrorized the Boston area, claiming the lives of 13 women between 1962 and 1965. This true crime account later inspired a 1968 film adaptation, featuring Tony Curtis and Henry Fonda. The harrowing tale commences in June 1962, as a young man arrives at his mother's apartment, only to discover her lifeless body, strangled with the cord of her housecoat. This gruesome scene sets the stage for a series of murders targeting middle-aged or elderly women living alone, all victims of strangulation with their own stockings tied in a distinctive knot. As the body count rises, panic grips the city, exacerbated by sensational media coverage dubbing the perpetrator the Phantom Strangler. With each new victim, tensions soar, leading to finger-pointing among neighbors and heightened scrutiny from law enforcement. Despite efforts to profile the killer and employ investigative techniques, including the involvement of the FBI, the case proves elusive. Even as the murderer's methods evolve, becoming more violent and targeting younger victims, a climate of fear persists, with unsuspecting women still admitting the assailant into their homes. Frank meticulously details the exhaustive investigation, exploring leads, suspects, and the involvement of experts, including failed attempts by a psychic named Peter Hurkos. Interrogations under truth serum and collaboration with psychiatrists yield little progress as each avenue leads to dead ends. The narrative unfolds with a sense of suspense as the hunt for the Boston Strangler continues, shrouded in mystery and frustration for those seeking justice. In October of 1964, a rape case surfaces, triggering an investigation by the police. The perpetrator, it is discovered, had masqueraded as a detective to gain entry into the residence of a young woman, where he proceeded to bind her to her bed. The victim provides a detailed description of her assailant, leading law enforcement to identify him as Albert DeSalvo, already on their radar for minor burglary offenses. Upon the publication of DeSalvo's photo, numerous women stepped forward to identify him as the individual who had assaulted them. DeSalvo emerges as the infamous Measuring Man, a serial sexual offender who infiltrated his victims' homes by posing as a representative of a modeling agency, feigning the need to take measurements for potential models. Shockingly, it's revealed that he had victimized nearly 2,000 women. However, he isn't suspected of being the Boston Strangler. His persona doesn't align with the FBI's profile. Contrary to the image of a psychopathic loner, those acquainted with him depict DeSalvo as charming and amiable, labeled as having low intelligence rather than the cunning intellect presumed of the elusive Strangler. Additionally, he is perceived, particularly by law enforcement, as a nonviolent offender. Nevertheless, while incarcerated for the rape offense, DeSalvo confides in his cellmate, George Nassar, admitting to being the Boston Strangler. Nassar relays this revelation to his attorney, who extends legal representation to DeSalvo. During police interrogation, DeSalvo meticulously recounts the details of each murder, offering insights withheld from the public. Contrary to assumptions based on the FBI's profile, DeSalvo's modus operandi proves to be more spontaneous. He simply drives to an area, selects a spot, and begins knocking on doors until gaining entry. Regarding his motivations, DeSalvo attributes his actions to his wife's denial of intimacy. However, lacking tangible evidence linking him to the murders, he is solely prosecuted for the Measuring Man assaults and earlier robberies. Despite attempts by his attorney to argue insanity, citing DeSalvo's confession to the stranglings, the judge deems it inadmissible. DeSalvo is consequently deemed insane and sentenced to life at Bridgewater State Hospital. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.